Hello everyone, I'm Swathi from CSE Department, Weldek University. Today I'm going to discuss about our mining project with my teammates Pragna and Tharun under guidance of Srinivasan sir. Abstract, the main goal of voting is to come up with the leaders of people's choice. Most countries, Kenya not an exception, having problems when it comes to voting. Some of problems involved including rigging votes during election, insecure or inaccessible polling stations and all. This voting or polling system seeks to address the above issues. It should be noted that with this system in place, the users citizens can uh, citizens in case shall be given ample during the voting period. They shall also be trained on how to vote online before the election time. And introduction. Voting system is a technique in which people who have citizenship to vote, whose age is above 18 years of age, give his vote online without going to any physical polling station. There is a database which is maintained in which all names of voters with complete information is stored. In a voting machine, voter can use his voting right online without any difference. He has to be registered first from his her to vote. In registration is mainly done by the system administration for security reason. System administrator. Aim of our project is to study the existing system of voting in Kenya and make sure that the people vote is counting. This is all. This is also. This will also produce less effort and less labor intensive. And our project domain is voting shall reduce the time spent making long queues at the polling station during voting. It shall also enable the voting to vote from any part of the globe, as explained, since the voting in online application. And scope of our project is the specified objectives of the project include reviewing the existing current voting process and approach in Kenya, and literature review is will be continued by my teammate.
In this, we have taken five reference papers. First reference paper contains B. Dorsemi describes about the incorporated companies elections are conducted to elect president, secretary, and other board members every interval of time. Since the candidates are working various part of the world, it is difficult for them to vote, and they need a web-based polling system with security measures. Second reference paper describes a M. Ali. Reviews voting plays an important role for any democratic country. If this proposal is implemented, then the voting percent can be improved further since few percent of our citizens are working under worldwide. Third reference paper describes tells that as per the related study, we could find the gaps in the existing system, that is in the online voting system has been affected due to phishing attacks. So we are developing an efficient system using visual cryptography. Fifth paper describes reviews that day by day pollution is increasing, which in turn demands improvement in the current voting system. Security plays a major role in e-voting. The proposed method uses visual cryptography to prevent the rapidly growing phishing attack. Next, project description. Existing system. In this existing system is not only paper ballot system and electric voting system, but also a reduced in which the voted ballot is transmitted over the public internet through web browser. Disadvantages are most of the applications are given high protection towards the password security, and they are not concentrating on phishing attacks. There is no efficient technique to safeguard the uses of phishing websites. Existing system is the time consuming and voters has to be voted voting booth in presence and it's not feasible when the voters are in other city in other country. Proposed system for detection and prevention, we are proposing a new methodology to detect the fake website. The proposed methodology is based on the anti-phishing image capture validation scheme using visual cryptography. A proper authentication is being provided so that candidate has to be increased. Prop- this can be achieved by the combined advantages. Time consumed voting registration is very less. Process speed 1.0 GHz or above. We can easily prevent the attacks in proposed voting system. Feasibility study earlier they used sensor and to ascertain out the confirmed voting users, a web page that will incite and phishing attacks of voting system. The identification of and selection of voter concentration device, mobile device, and therefore the users is employed. Economic feasibility. This study is discussed to examine the economic impact. Can where the software system like Visual Studio Code can where the organization. Technical feasibility. The study is carried to check out the technical feasibleness of the visual cryptography. Any system developed should not have a high demand on the accessible technical resources. Social feasibility. The side of study to see the extent of acceptance of the system admin by the user. This includes the method of voting and to use voting system. His level of confidence should be raised in order that his co-jointly able to build some constructive criticism that is welcome as he is the ultimate user of respective voting system. System specification will be continued by team.
As for this implementation of electronic voting system, we need a basic specification like hardware specification. We need about Intel dual core or above, but it supports a minimum of dual core should be uh, present, and the minimum speed of core processor was 1 gigahertz or above, and the RAM should be minimum of 1 GB or above, and hard disk minimum 20 GB or more. All these hardware specifications we can find in minimum laptops or PCs we can find, and it is not a big task to install all this. And these software specifications also the same as operating systems must be in Windows or the Linux, as we can find normally all the all the laptops or PCs will run on Windows, so it's not a big deal to get this software specification. And server in the browser as a Chrome will be sufficient to cache the road, and software must be Visual Studio or XAMPP app. Both are supported, and for and a part of this we need standards and policies to implement this electronic coding system like the Anaconda prompt and Jupyter. These are the two policies and the standards. It must be able to run the implementation process. And hereby next our team.
voting system. This is designed to be designed to be an at a glance view of polling result confirmation and login showing the system as single high-level process. Um, it should be easily understood by a wide it should be easily understood by a wide audience, including voting candidate and polling result in zero level DFT of e-voting management system. So 4.2 is the data flow diagram. Uh, this is data flow diagram of voting server. First level of DFT of e-voting management system, where we have elaborated and high level elaborated the high level process of e-voting. It's a basic overview of e-voting management system. And uh, and 4.2.2, it's use case diagram. Um, this is the graphic depiction of interactions among the elements of e-voting system. It represents the methodologies whatever used in system analysis to identify, classify, and organize the system requirements of e-voting management system. And next one is class diagram. This is class diagram of objects in e-voting system. This describes e-voting management system class diagram. This one describes the structure of e-voting system. E-voting management system. From next diagram, class diagram. This describes the structure of e-voting management system classes and their attributes, operations, and their relationships among them. Main classes of e-voting management system is voting register, candidate, citizen, polling result, and then sequence diagram. This tells about UML sequence diagram of e-voting system, which shows the interaction between the objects, register, voting, result, and candidate. This instance of class object involving this UML sequence diagram of e-voting system are as follows: object, register object, voting object, result object, candidate object. And last one is activity diagram. Um, This describes the login activity diagram of a voting management system, which shows a flow of login activity where admin will be able to log in using their username and password. After login, user can manage all the operations on citizen, register, candidate, result, etc. All pages such as candidate, result are secure, and the user can access this page after login.
Algorithm. The Internet of Things isn't just about connecting connected devices, it's about the information those devices collect and the powerful, immediate insights that can be gained from that information. These insights can be used to transform your business and lower costs through improvements like reduction of wasted materials, streamlined operational and mechanical processes. Create a real competitive advantage by using IoT to turn your data into insights and turn those insights into action. Module description, admin login. Online election system would have candidate registration, document verification, auto-generated user ID, and pass for candidate and voters. Admin login, which will be handled by Election Commission. Candidate document verification. Candidate login, which will be handled by candidate. Voters will get unique ID and password, using which they can vote for a candidate only once per election. The project is beneficial for election commission voters as can get to know the candidate background and choose wisely, and even for candidate voters login voters as they can get to know the candidate background and choose wisely, and even for candidate. The software system allows the candidate to log in into their profiles and upload all the details, including their previous milestone, onto the system. Implementation and testing continued by Tarun.
Yeah, as we discussed that the implementation for this online voting system requires very basics, and for this implementation and testings we need input, output, and the testing. And the reason for the testing is to search out our mistakes, and testing is the method that towards making an attempt to find every potential defect during a work team. It provides an approach to visualize the equality of the segment subgatherings and concentrations. Furthermore, has completed the item method towards the active programming, and the framework lives up to its own. The shopper needs and doesn't flop in an allowable method. And when we come to the testing part, the different type of testing part like unit testing. First, the administration login module will be screen on the screen, and later the candidate credentials will be given, and expected output will be given to the voter who was logged in using their credentials. And the integration testing is this was about the administration and the voter login module, and output will be the given to the voter. And if all these credentials was passed, then the test case status will be in a passed position. And all these are the process. If input is accepted, then output will be the output. It shows the test case was passed. And here we can see the sample code in the below page. And this is a test result picture we can see after caching their vote.
Efficiency of proposed system. The efficiency of proposed system is to improve the online voting system for future enhancements. Comparison of existing and proposed system. Time complexity is very less with compared to existing system. Voters can use voters can use this system and vote anywhere in the country. And here we provided sample code. We have inserted output picture also. Voter list after completion of voting. Pragna Chappu, conclusion and future enhancement.
In this project, a detailed survey of online voting system will manage the voters' information by which voter can log in and use his voting rights. The system will incorporate all features of voting system. It provides the tools for maintaining voters' vote to every part, and it count total number of votes of every party. Future enhancement. IoT-based smart voting system is designed and implemented here. This suggested system is more secure and reliable from other traditional system because level is added in the system before voting process. As the IoT facility added in the system, the statistics of the individual party vote can be uploaded onto the server. Because of authentication stage, malfunctioning like fake voting, repeated voting can be overcome. Suggested system is limited to do for 20 users only, as fingerprint module used in the system is capable of scanning fingers of 20 users only. అంతే అయిపోయింది.
And based on these references, and we have chosen this project like Dozeman and Ali and MK Prachi. By taking all these references, we have chosen to take over this project, and we have implemented we have implementing this online voting system with the references of this.
This is the dashboard of the total enter voting system, in which we can see the voter list, which we can have the first name, last name, and the password. From that password, you have to give the photo. It is not mandatory, and we can save the entire voting system. In this, they have chosen some of the files, and they have saved it. And next, another we have to choose another. We have to log in into the admin side, in which the admin side in which the password is encrypted, password and voter ID is encrypted, and the given voter encrypted ID is given there, and the password is default password, which is an encrypted key, in which we have to sign in. after for the adding of position, we have to edit or delete, and we have the total entire positions which we have added is the total is stored in the database, and we have to add the new candidate upon the election. And the for the positions, we have to give the how many entities we want to show, and give the description as vice president election or candidate election or local elections or chief minister election, in which candidates are shown to be here, in which the candidates are nominated by the in the voting president. We have given as president, and we have uploaded some of the photos, like we have uploaded some default photos in which, as this is the ballot position in which the election is stored in the total entire separate database from which the voting system is to be there. This database is stored in the election commission, in which we have selected up to 300 candidates, and we have to submit and preview